The system is not broken. The economy is not failing. None of this stuff is real, right? It is literally working in the exact manner that they designed it to work. You want to talk about it? So one of my favorite creators on here just made a video. Her name is Nicole Victoria. She's a money coach, which made me in return want to make this video. I have been saying and been preaching for a very long time about how poverty was manufactured. It is a part of a social institution. It is a social institution. How do I know this? I went to freaking psychology school and I learned about social institutions. And when I learned about social institutions, my brain never functioned the same way ever again. Let's go. So if you don't know, social institutions, I know I'm crooked, I'm gonna try to fix it. Social institutions are things like your education system, healthcare, customer service, economy, government, religion, family, those kind of dynamics. It's a whole list of them, right? But so the economy would fall, poverty would fall into the economy space. I'm finna break this down. Give me a second. So if you see right here, it says social institutions are systems of social norms and roles that govern the behavior and expectations of an individual. They are part of a social order of society and play a significant role in shaping gender and gender and racial norms and values. I'm gonna go a little deeper. Now, this is the part I wanted to highlight. For instance, the family is a social institution that plays a vital role in we're going to call this social control, because I know when people see that word, they don't really understand what it means. So another word for this is social control of the children. Yeah. Now, the world you see and know today is absolutely doing exactly what the people wanted to do. They always have full control over it. Don't ever let you think that. So let's talk about the education system. The education system was brought on, I want to say, by a German school system. They looked at the German school system and they liked it, so they decided to bring it over here, right? School didn't used to be 12 years. Okay? School used to be 100% free all the way up until college. Okay? Now, it's not. Right? But let's talk about the system within it. And let's talk about how prison almost look damn near the same. Now, there's a reason why you have to raise your hand. There's a reason why you have to ask to go to the bathroom. There's a reason why you must walk in a straight line when you are out of class. There's a reason why, you all eat lunch together. Sound like prison do the same. They do the same thing. And the T is clock it. Is that if they keep you in the system from all the way up from 5 years old to 18 years old, they have now got you to comply in they got you used to the system that they created. Like it's functioning the way that they created. And the system is to get you to comply and to not be rebellious. Because if you were rebellious in school, there were consequences to your actions. Just like if you are rebellious in prison, there are consequences to your actions. So even the law and the judicial system is created to form some level of compliance, because radical people such as Jesus, when they come in there and they telling you to do something different than what they have already told you to do, then you have now become a threat to what their plan is in the system that they built. Now, let's get to the meat and potatoes of it. The meat and potatoes of this video. The reason why I made this video is because when I say that poverty was manufactured, or if I say, I wouldn't say manufactured, I would say that poverty was like it was created. It wasn't just placed there. They knew exactly how people were going to respond in overcrowded environments. They knew exactly what would happen. Regardless if they had an endless amount of food, regardless of anything, they knew that if they put people in a crowded environment, what would happen. They knew that the violence would come. They knew that the robberies and all, they knew that would happen. And they also knew that if you stayed in this system long enough, even if they removed you from it, because this is not your programming, it's going to be hard for you to adapt to any other place. So now this is what psychologically you do. You self-sabotage. You begin to create chaos where there is no chaos. Now, they done put you through this education system. As soon as you get out of this education system, at 18, you go into college and you are going directly into debt because you have to pay for college, right? If they put you in debt right out of college, and most people can't even afford college. The average family can't even afford to pay for their children to go to college. So they have to use the government system to pay for their kids' college, but they have to also pay that government system back. Now, you are 18 to 22 to 24 having debt coming straight out of college, where you have to go get a job. And now you have to stay on that job because you have to pay those student debts, because if you don't pay them, they're going to find a way to get their money. Okay? Like, you see how the system is going. Now, the whole purpose of this is that if I keep the poor hungry, then they're going to have to continue to show up to work. They're going to have to continue to work for our businesses and literally be the people who keep these businesses afloat. Because without them, if we don't keep them hungry, if we don't keep them stuck in poverty, if we don't keep them with the scarcity mindset, then they're going to think that they can do something like we can do. And we don't need them to do that, because we need them to run these companies for us. We need them in the factories. We need them in these certain positions so that we can continue to make money, so that we can continue to be rich. So we need the poor to stay poor. How are we going to do that? We're going to starve them out. We're going to put them in so much debt and make it so difficult to get out of that debt, because they have to go to school. But now it's going to be hard when they get out of school. They really can't find a job, but they still got to find some type of job because they got to pay the school. You see the system? You see what's happening? When I say that people, like, when I talk about social institutions and people look at me like I'm crazy, I tell them all the time, I know why psychology school costs so much, and I know why people don't never make it through it, and I know why they don't teach it in schools. I know why. Now, for the last 12 years, I already got them to comply with the system that I created, which means you come to school, you go to college, you get a job, you work. That's going to keep you in poverty. Most millionaires, 70% of millionaires are self-made, meaning that they started from the bottom, usually where we start off at, and they work themselves up to the top by doing what? The opposite of what poverty tells them to do. They do not think in a lack mindset. They do not think in hoarding money. They do not think in like a scarcity survival mode mindset. They know that if they know the system of money, right? Abortion laws. You think that they want to stop abortions for another reason. I look at it like this. If the poorest people in the country are the people who having the most babies. That's just creating worker bees. The more y'all have babies and the more babies y'all have, the more baby daddies and all this stuff, y'all gonna continue to keep that whole family system in poverty, because kids are expensive and they are growing to become more and more expensive as the economy continues to raise their prices on absolutely everything. So this is just a part of it. You're gonna put them kids through school. You're gonna do the same. You're going to do exactly what the government tells you to do. You're going to put them kids through school. You're going to do the whole cycle all over again. They're going to go to college. They're going to get out of college. They're going to become worker bees. They're going to work for somebody else's company, and they're going to build that company to a Fortune 500 company. Meanwhile, they barely making ends meet. For real, rich people don't have as many kids as poor people. And there's a reason for that. Just look at the system, man. Look at the system. Look at the system. It's so easy to take advantage of people who are desperate and who are in scarcity mindset and who are in poverty. It's easy to make you terrified of just about anything, like starting your own business. Like, your freedom is already gone. Like, because tomorrow hours are already, like, you already told them people you was coming to work tomorrow. So like, your freedom, you have to ask for permission to go on vacation. You have to ask for paid time. Like, you have to go through all of these systems in order to, so that is not freedom. True freedom is literally being able to do what you want to do, how you want to do it, when you want to do it. Especially when it comes to what you do with your time. You have already sold your time for tomorrow, to tomorrow. You clocked in for 12 hours already. I got you exactly where I want you. Everything that you do is based around your job. Everything is based around what days you have to work and which days you don't have to work. But freedom is truly having to decide if you want to go to work or not. If you want to show up for... Like, just think about it. If I can get you to believe the struggle is just a part of life, if I can get you and convince you through your religious systems that being in poverty makes you more righteous, if I can get you to believe that the struggle is real and that you will always be in the struggle and that you will always have to struggle, then I got you exactly where I want you. You are the easiest person to exploit and to take advantage of, and I can make you settle for anything, because you're going to assume that you're going to be struggling regardless. It's bullshit. I call it bullshit. I say all this to say media is also a part of a system. It's a social institution. Media is. So if I can push out the narrative of just scarcity mindset to keep you in survival mode, I can get you to settle for anything. I can get you to become content with exactly where you are, which is getting up, going to work, coming home, and feeding your kids, and doing the same thing every single fucking day. I can control you. I will never have to worry about you doing anything opposite than what I have trained you and taught you to do all of these years. Because this is now your programming. This is how you think. This is how you see the world. This is your perspective on anything and everybody that is happening in the world. You think that the poor are getting poorer and the rich are getting richer because the poor, like you think it's the rich people's fault. I'm not going to say that. What I will say is people stay in poverty out of pure choice. Pure choice. You are doing the exact same thing that has not worked, will not work, and you are expecting a different result. The moment I started to do something different, my tax bracket changed. I went to school. I ain't doing shit with that degree. I'm not. And it's not because I can't. It's because I make more money being an online coach and making my own prices and not have to stay within a system of ethics. I can do what I want, say what I want, however I want. I entered a level of freedom that I did not even know existed because nobody in my family, other than maybe my big brother, knew what this system was, knew exactly what it was, and knew that it was a setup from the beginning. When you keep, like my kids don't know poverty, and I'm so glad that I got them out of it, as soon as I could. But a lot of you all are stuck in a system because you are choosing to do the same thing over and over again, expecting for it to change. That is insanity. Poverty is not anything that just fell into people's lap and people just fell. No, it was a system that was created to function the way that it is functioning now. The economy is not falling apart. The system is not falling apart. It is working in the exact manner that they intended for it to work. And it is working very well. So you can decide in 2025 to stay where you are or to get out of that system. But if you are in poverty, you are in a system that they created for you to sit in, and they expect for you to stay there. That's all I got to say.